For this video, I thought I would be outside since it's a nice day, and I thought I would just show you some of the vocab and some of the things that you've already seen sort of in the PowerPoint video, but I thought I'd share it from this sort of textbook that I had showed you guys in the beginning of the year. So this chapter or this unit is ecology and ecosystems. And just to refresh your memory, ecology is the study of the interactions between the living and non-living things. Ecosystems are going to include all of the organisms that are living and all of the environmental factors, including all of those non-living aspects. It can be as small as your backyard, which is where I am right now, or as large as the biosphere. And the biosphere is the part on Earth where all life exists. If we move over to this page, these are two words that some of you mentioned the other day during our Google Meet, biotic and abiotic. Biotic is going to mean anything that is living. You can think of bio and think of that as standing for biology, which is what we've sort of done all year. Life science is really just a watered down version of biology. And anything that is living or even was once living would be considered biotic. Anything that is abiotic is going to be anything that is non-living. And that would include like air and water and temperature and climate and all of that. And you could think of maybe the A and think of that going along with non, and maybe that would help you remember that it is the opposite of biotic. If we look at abiotic factors, the first one that they show you is the air. We've talked about this. You can look at this picture, and this is a picture of basically really the carbon-oxygen cycle, where we've talked about photosynthesis and cellular respiration way back when. And remember, the plants are going to take in the carbon dioxide that we breathe out, and then they are going to give us the oxygen that we need. Okay, if I flip the page here, this just shows some more of the things that are abiotic. Hopefully you can see this. The sun is coming out, but I'm sure it'll go away and go under a cloud soon. So there's water, soil, sunlight, temperature, climate. All of these things are non-living. Now, if you look at water, for example, in the water, there are obviously creatures that are living and living things, but the water itself is just hydrogen and oxygen. It's non-living. If we go over to this side and we look at biotic factors again are anything that is living. And some other sort of new vocab words that are going to come up is a niche. A niche is the role that the organism has in the ecosystem, sort of like the job. And then the habitat is the place where they live. So like your habitat would be your house. Then we sort of look at the different levels down below of ecology or of an ecosystem, and we usually could start with the individual or the organism, and we mentioned that in the other PowerPoint. Then when they are going to reproduce and multiply, it'll become a population. And then when they mix in with a bunch of other living things, a bunch of other biotic factors, we call it a community. If I flip the page, then we finally go to an ecosystem. This is where all of the living and non-living things are going to interact. A biome, again, we don't really need to go over, so we're going to skip over that. And then we finally go to biosphere, and that is the part on Earth, again, where life exists.